Hello everybody, welcome back. So it's Friday, last trading day, that's fine, no big deal. We'll start off with the S&P because the S&P at least is the only thing that seems to have worked so far. Exactly as we expected it to work. We turn on these indicators and what do we see is the Golden Cross retest with a V-shaped recovery and maybe a little move back up to the previous all-time high and maybe a bit further than that. So that stocks are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're responding to the setups that are presented in front of our faces, which is nice. That's what we like. Unfortunately, that's not the same for the majority of crypto altcoins especially. They're not really responding to anything. Weak to the max. I would probably say that this is just nothing more than what is expected within a consolidation. And we saw it when the consolidation began. We saw a lot of the pullbacks taking place across altcoins, and we were saying, okay, well maybe we're going to get supports around these areas, these moving averages, these dailies, these weeklies, these blah 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 blahs. And they just got completely smashed right through. So we're like, all right, fine. So altcoins are off the table then. That's fine. We'll start picking them back up at a later date, which is what we have been doing, and mostly thinking about how and where Bitcoin is as a rough guide. And same thing with the Total 2. Where's the support on the Total 2? Where's the support on Bitcoin? And just think about altcoins through association with that, because for the most part they're not really supporting. They're not gathering much support on their own. I mean I have to keep pointing it out, but XRP is slightly different. But we won't talk about that now. I'm just going to do a brief overview for the market because I've actually got to go. I've got to go out and do something today. So, and to be fair, from what I can tell, I'm just going to say it out. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, it still looks like it wants to keep nudging down. It's not guaranteed, but yesterday we were talking about this on the 4-hourly, weren't we? So we had our death cross basically on the exponential moving averages. Retest number 1, retest number 2, that was on Thursday, or was it Wednesday now? Yeah, it was on Wednesday. And yesterday, yeah, here we are, after the Death Cross retest, brought us down below the Bollinger Band. Yesterday morning, we were sort of around here, balancing around the Bollinger Band, at the same time that we were sitting around these candle bodies and wicks, and we did get a move. Like I said yesterday morning, it's likely to bounce from this exact level. But the question is it going to be able to break above these areas where all these moving averages, all these resistances live? And if it does break through there, it's most likely only going to get to the top here, 61,000, 62,000. So it's the same today as it was yesterday, right? So it's a series of lower highs, series of lower lows, and we're completely devoid of divergences, really. So there isn't really any reason to see or to say on the chart that this is going to shoot back up and beyond, other than to form a new lower high on this 4-hourly. Unfortunately, that is the case. So, but that also doesn't mean that it's going to come crashing down to brand new all-time lows. Yeah, that's not what I mean either. What I mean is, it's a boring chart. It's trending in a downtrend, which we should just respect the fact that that's what's happening. You could try a long on this one, you could try a short on this one, but either way, they're not enormous moves. It's a 4 to 5% move. This, if anything, a short around here could take you down to a nice 10% move. So maybe the short would be better than the long. But then shorting crypto is a mug's game for the for the most part. Do you know what I mean? Shorting crypto, generally you're asking for trouble, especially as we've been consolidating across the board in crypto since March. Consolidations don't normally, take an enormous amount of time. If you were to basically think about a consolidation and how long it's supposed to take, it would be a similar amount of time as the uptrend itself, and this being the main part of the uptrend. This obviously was the bounce from the bottom to the top. It's 100% range. That's good. You could almost call that the accumulation phase, really. This being the later stage of the rally. We rallied for around 150 days. So I'm really putting it to you now that we are looking for this to be ending any minute, really, as far as time is concerned. Consolidation has been going on long enough, and it's not been following S&P or stocks in general. Stocks have basically been continuing to rally. We can see that now. We recognise that. when I was talking about the V-shaped recovery, what was it, 10 days ago when we hit this level, I meant it based on the S&P. So the S&P got it, but the correlation doesn't exist for Bitcoin or crypto at the moment. So at least, we've got the overall trading environment for stocks being okay, because if it wasn't, then we'd be looking for the consolidation to probably continue anyway, which it might if this keeps going down. But for the moment, the V-shaped recovery is still in play and almost achieved, to be honest with you. It's been a pretty good going. So, long story short, I would not get too excited, neither bulls nor bears, on Bitcoin right now. It does look like it wants to keep consolidating in the short term, but I'm going to say it one more time. As far as a timing perspective is concerned, I think the consolidation is almost overdue to end by now. This wick low down here from 10 days ago now is a very likely chance that is the absolute low, capitulation low. And what we're going to see is an attempt to sweep some lows similar to that area, but more likely, maybe towards the mid to low 50s at best, and from there, move our way back up again. Much depends on traditional markets, much depends on stocks and Forex, even commodities as well. So, it's not cut and dry. But this is getting ready to end, generally speaking. And if we think about the bullish divergence that has been printed on this money flow index, I'm going to put it to you that those are the normal triggers that I would look for to tell you that a low has been set, or a significant low has been set. We get these a lot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we've got it. So I am looking for this, to have formed its low, generally speaking. On a higher term time frames, looking for this to move back up again. And the total 2, although it is below the major support, it's still fair game to accumulate altcoins. Right, I am going to leave you there. I've got to go, and I'm helping my mate at a festival today. And not just today, for the whole weekend, in fact. So I'm not really going to be able to produce anything of any significance or quality over this weekend, nor can I achieve the live stream, I'm afraid, tonight. But after this Friday, I'll be able to do them again. So if you want to join the Patreon, you might as well join next week, when things will be a bit more fluent. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.